Morning, everyone. It's 8:34, and I waited till 8:30 to see the trade deficit, and they haven't mentioned it. They're too busy letting the CEO of Activision Blizzard play cheerleader for their stock. Okay, um, I just want to mention a couple of things. First of all, there's the Biden speech tonight, and you can expect it to be a whole lot of bullshit. Um, and talking about how they want to quadruple the tax on buybacks because everybody knows how efficient the government is with what they'd use that money for. I mean, basically, they're politicians. They see a way to drag some money away from, uh, the populace for whatever reason, and then, put it to work with things that tend to be extremely, extremely inefficient and riddled with fraud. I mean, the amount of fraud in all of the uh, helicopter money from 2 and 3 years ago was monumental, hundreds of billions of dollars. So, yeah, let's give Biden some more money so that he can try and make us energy independent using things that are economically unfeasible. Okay, enough soapbox. Asia is mixed, same with Europe. The Dow has gone from minus about 30 to currently minus about 100. The Nasdaq is up 17, and the S&P is down about 4 after being up about 4. Restoration Hardware, the stock, this was a pandemic darling. It went from 73 to 730, came back down to 200. It's currently 318, down about 25 on the announcement that they're going to have to restate three of the last 4 quarters. Never a good sign. Chegg, Chgg, this is another pandemic favorite, but for a more practical reason. This is the company that does school books and online learning, and uh, they had a huge loss. That one is also down from huge numbers. I mean, in 21, it was 115. Now it's $16.30 after a huge miss. So we'll have to see how that plays out. Bed Bath and Beyond's going to do $1 billion equity offering. Keep away. This is not going to leave anything for the equity holders. If you look at their bonds, the ones that are due in August of 2034 and the ones that are due in August of 2044 now yield 108 and 109%. In order for those a 5% bond to yield 108%, they have to be selling for less than 20 cents on the dollar. So that should give you an idea of what the street really feels like relative to Bed Bath. And of course, they didn't raise money between $20 and $30 in August, but they're going to raise it down here somewhere below $4 a share. Okay, CBS buying Oak Street. This one has been around for a while. OSH has already moved from 20 to 30 to 35, 20 today, up 9.25 on what looks like about a $39 deal for Oak Street. This is a primary care provider, so that would take uh, CVS, not only pharmacy, front of store, um, insurance, um, minute clinic to actual primary care. So, pretty interesting offering. BP with a beat, and the stock is up $1.44. Has been as high as 36.50, last 36.28. So that looks really great. Now, SoftBank, and this one, there are two symbols for it. Either one will show you what they're doing. They have lost money for 3 quarters or 5 quarters in a row. And the equity there has gone from about 31.4 billion down to 19.9 billion. So a $6 billion loss in the quarter is really meaningful. The two symbols are SFTBF. That one has gone from 100 to 47, and SFTBY, that one has gone from 50 to 23.77. So you get a general idea. I don't know which one of them trades and under what circumstances. And as I mentioned last night about AI being a new catch-all, there's a company called SoundHound, SOUN. The stock went from 18 down to 96 cents, and in the last couple of days has moved back to 440, currently 444, up 41 or 10%. This is a voice recognition company who is now talking about their AI abilities. And, you have to really take what you read, even on Market Watch and Dow Jones, with a grain of sand, because they write the announcements. So when SoundHound, who is doing a deal now with Dragonfly, which, if you recall, around Thanksgiving every year, they talk about the voice recognition. You don't need to use a keyboard anymore. You can just talk to your computer. And, it's been pretty decent. But when a company comes out and says they are a global leader in AI, take it with a grain of sand. So, whatever. Okay, chart on the screen is the oil. And as I've mentioned, every time we get down here to the 70.75, we immediately bounce. So yesterday we were as low as 72 and a quarter. We closed 74.11. And this morning we have been as high as 75.98. So 72 and change to basically 76 in, less than 24 hours. And, there's a lot of talk around, and, nobody really knows. But the fact is, this line, this area that I'm showing you here, bounce, 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 bounce. So there you have it. Okay, I still don't see any of the trade balance stuff, but what actually is much more important is at 3 o'clock, there is consumer credit for December. So I'm going to guess that the number is going to be big, and that a lot of the spending for Christmas occurred on credit cards. And that is not the sign of a strong consumer. All right, everyone, I'll be back